Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is David Murphy, and today I'm going to talk to you about amplifiers. When I'm playing venues, I predominantly use three different kinds of amplifiers depending on the room I'm playing. If I'm playing a very small room, let's say of 100 people or less, I use a Roland Cube Street EX. It's an amplifier that has two 8-inch speakers in it. They do run stereo chorus if you want to use that effect. It is mainly, what I mainly use it for is acoustic work, but occasionally if I'm doing some recordings and I need some really good hard sounding guitar and I don't want to make a lot of noise, I will use that and mic it up through my mixer for recording. But it is also an amplifier that if you play venues where you need to use an electric guitar, you can use this, and it's very strong. It has two settings. One is 25 watts and the other is 50 watts. Generally when I'm doing my acoustic work with vocals, I will set it at the 50 watt setting because it's fuller. But on 50 watts, if you're using AA batteries, which I do use most of the time, it will give you about 5 hours. If you use the 25 watt setting, it will give you a lot more than that. It'll give you about 20 hours. But I will use the 25 watt setting if I go to play on the dirty channels, which it has two. One is a crunch type lead and the other is just really much more overdriven, and it's really a good sound for a digital amplifier, which I don't really play hardly any digital amplifiers but this one, but I really love this one. It has two main outs, so if you want to run in stereo you can, or run in mono if you choose. It has a place for a foot switch. It also has another channel that you can run in. Let's say you want to have music while you're on break. You can use your phone and use that and connect it up and use it for music while you're not playing. But let's get to the real proof in the pudding right now. First I'm going to show you the amplifier. It's not very heavy. That's one of the things that I like the best about it. It's very, very light. These are all of the controls that are on here. The back panel, of course, is what I just spoke to you about. The foot switch, the right and left out, or mono if you want, and of course another channel to pump in for. Right here it even says audio in. So that would be where you plug in, say, your phone or you know, any kind of musical device that uses that sort of connection. And you do have another line in down here for right and left if you want to use this section to use let's say piped in music, and you even have a control for that. It does have reverb, chorus, it has delay, which is mainly for the guitar, not the vocals. You do have reverb on both vocals and the guitar settings, as well as these are your selector right here to control your acoustic. It does have a simulated acoustic if you want to plug your electric guitar in. That is probably the weakest link on this amplifier. It doesn't sound all that great, but everything else on it is perfect. You have clean for your electric guitar, you have a lead, a crunch, a lead, and those are all your electric guitar settings. And you can even get real nasty with it if you go to the real top section of it. Generally, most of the time, I use it for my acoustic work. And if you listen to any of my songs on YouTube, you've heard this. The other thing about this amp is if you have tripod speaker stands, this has an area that you can mount this on a tripod. Let's get her hooked up and I'll show you what this does. generally speaking, when I'm using this for acoustic work, I will run the guitar probably about less than half on the volume. Everything is flat with the exception of the bass. I will turn that up. For myself, I turn it up to about 3/4, and I do that on the vocals, and that's under the 50-watt setting. I saw a lot of reviews on this before I went to buy it, and I was very hard pressed to find anyone that was doing a review with both the guitar and the vocals combined. Okay, had to find a pick. Now I guess that never happens to anybody. The other thing on this does have a built-in tuner if you want to use that, and there is a mute switch, so if you want to go on break or do something, you want to leave this on or unplug your guitar or whatnot, you just hit the mute button and unplug and then plug back in. So it's very, very versatile. Plus that mute button is also the way you check the battery to make the batteries are still charged good. Okay. It's a real clean sounding amplifier, and this is the vocals right here. Only two things in life make it worth living: there's guitars and two good firm feeling women. I don't even name it marquee lights. I got my song and I got you with me tonight. Well, maybe it's time we got back basics of love. See, that gives you an idea what it sounds like. You can hear the reverb on it and hear the guitar, how clean that is. Just so you'll know, on this guitar, it is a 97 model Taylor 412 CE. It does not have any kind of, fancy microphones inside or anything. It is strictly the technology of that era, which was strictly a piezo type pickup on it. But you can hear, listening through the two 8-inch speakers and the tweeters, that good acoustic guitar sound. See what I mean? Now then, I'm going to plug in an electric guitar and set this microphone stand over to the side, and hopefully I don't take anything out. Almost knocked everything over a while ago trying to do this. That's why I had to stop and do it again. But anyway, all you have to do is just hit the mute setting, and right now it's muted. So I can unplug, go ahead and do that. Okay, now I'm going to grab this Epiphone Sheridan here and show you what it sounds like with some electric guitar functions. This is a real versatile amplifier. If you want to play with your band on small gigs and use this, it will actually do it. It's very good. And with the overdrive that it has, you can really get some of those real nice, clear pinch harmonics, which I like to do. Now, just so you'll know, if you ever go to play your acoustic guitar and you hear some breakup or something that doesn't sound right, the very first thing you want to check is the setting on this. It should be set at the very bottom setting when you're using an acoustic guitar. If you set it on clean, it will clip, because that is not designed for an acoustic guitar. Okay. This is the clean setting. That was on the bridge pickup. This is all clean. Try a different little setting on this. That's at the 50-watt setting. I'm running the volume about halfway. I'm going to back it way down to about, let's say, just a little over a quarter. Now let's put a little dirt on it. The only thing is, to save my ears, I'm going to drop it to the 25-watt setting. But just to give you an idea why, here you go. So if you're going to do some recording, put it on the 25-watt setting. Actually, that was the 25-watt setting, excuse me. This is the 50-watt setting. That's just a little over a quarter volume. I'm going to go back to the 25-watt setting. And I'm going to turn it up to the super overdriven side. So it can be a beast if you want it to be. Check it out. It's the Roland Cube Street EX. Probably the biggest sounding little amplifier I have ever heard in my life. If you're looking for something that is small, compact, to use for small venues with an acoustic guitar or an electric guitar for that matter, this thing will do it. And it's got all the effects built into it you probably will need. I didn't even cover all of those, but it has delay, reverb, it's all digital. The chorus effect, which I didn't go into, to me is a little heavy for my taste. You can bring it down a little bit, but if you really like that stereo chorus sound, this is a good amplifier for it. That's all for today. If you like these reviews and you think that this is something you might want to come back to, please like and subscribe to my channel. Also, be sure and click that bell icon so that when I do other videos, you can get alerts to it. Like I said, I don't do anything fancy, no fancy camera work. You saw what I just did. It's all done right here. I do it on the fly. It may sound like it, but at least it's real and it's genuine. I hope to see you again. Thanks.